let's see about the fourth unit of software testing. This unit is automated testing and test tools. This list contains benefits of automation and tools, viewers and monitors, drivers, steps, stress, and load tools, analysis tools, software test automation, random testing, and beta testing. Now let's see about one by one. First one, automated testing. Automation testing uses automation tools to execute the test case instead of a human manually executing the shoot by following step-by-step instruction. So the main goal of an automation testing services is to reduce the number of test cases that has to run manually instead of eliminating manual testing altogether. Benefits of automation and the tools. First one, enhanced result, swifter feedback system, brand enhancement, cost effective, effective efficiency testing, increase in coverage area. First one, enhanced result. Since automation testing saves plenty of time even when complex and enormous systems are taken into considerations. This allows testing to be carried out repeatedly, delivering better and faster result with a significantly lesser effort and reduced time. Next, swifter feedback system. Automation testing is extremely crucial during the validation phase of any software project. It significantly enhances communication among the developers, designer, and product merchant and provides space for the potential glitches to be rectified immediately, thus enhancing the efficiency of the development team. Next, brand enhancement. The effectiveness of testing is always dependent on the quality of test data that is being used. Testing is often performed on the copies of live databases as creating relevant and quality test data takes copious amounts of time. Automation solutions allow we to reuse our data time and again. This saves a lot of costs from project handling and project maintenance perspectives. Next one, cost effective. Even though the initial investment needs for automation testing is on the higher end, it is save a lot of money for the company in the longer run. It is predominantly due to the reduction in the amount of time required to run the test. It also contributes a much higher quality of work as there are no changes of uh, neglect or human errors. This decreases the necessity of flexing glitches in the post-release phase, thus saving huge amount of project cost. Next, efficiency testing. Testing is one of the most pivotal parts of the entire application development cycle. The most attractive part of the automation testing is that it can be left virtually unattended. This leaves a lot of room for the results to be monitored towards the end of the process. Next, increase in coverage area. Though through the use of automation testing, more testers can be allotted pertaining to any applications. And this leads to higher testing coverage and a reduction in software anomalies. It also allows a room for testing more features and complex applications. As for detailed testing, all testers tends to have different testing approaches with different focus area as per their exposure and level of expertise. With the help of automations, there is an equal focus on all areas of testing. thus assuring the best possible quality of the end product with greater emphasis on each aspect of the product. Automation testing is known for its atom level approaches of testing due to which it is considered error free. Next one, reusability. Test automation is respective in nature due to the nature of its test automation cases. In addition to any easy setup configuration, it gives the software developers an opportunity to assess their program reactions. Automated test cases are totally reusable and hence can be utilized for testing any aspect of the code as per significance and through a plethora of different approaches. Next, earlier detection of defects. Automation testing documents the software defects and hence making it considerably easier for the testing teams. This also makes it relatively easier for the development and the support team together contemplate the defect and give a faster output. Next, time to market. The test automation helps significantly in reducing the time to market launch of an application. Automation testing allows constant and regular execution of test cases. Post automation, the test library execution is extremely swifter and runs longer. Next topic, viewers and monitors. Testing the software with X-ray classes. We learn how code coverage analyzer provide a means for our to see what line of code are executed, what functions are run, and what code paths are followed when we run your test. A code coverage analyzer is an example of viewing tools. Most code coverage analyzers are invisible tools because they need to be compiled and linked into the program to access the information they provide. So views and monitors. This diagram shows an example of another type of viewer, a communication analyzer. And these tools allows we to see the raw protocol data moving across a network or other communication cable. It simply taps into the line pulse of the data as it passes by and display it on another computer. In this example, we would enter a test case on computer 1, confirm that resulting communication data is correct on computer 3, and check the, that the appropriate results occur on computer 2. Next, drivers. Uh, Drivers are tools used to control and operate the software being tested. One of the simplest example of a driver is batch file, a simple list of programs or commands that are executed sequentially. In the days of MS-DOS, this was a popular means for testers to execute their test programs. They had create a batch file containing the names of their test programs, start the batch running, and go home. With today, operating systems and programming languages, there are much more sophisticated methods for executing test programs. Next one, stubs. Stubs are essentially the opposite of drivers in that they don't control or operate the software being tested. They instead receive or respond to data that the software sends. The figure shows an example that helps to clarify this. If we are testing software that sends data to a printer, one way to test it is to enter data, print it, and look at the resulting paper printout. That would work, but it is fairly slow, in, in, inefficient, and error prone. Could we tell if the output had a single missing pixel or if it was justified slightly off in color? If we instead replaced the printer with another computer that was running stub software that would read and interpret the printer data, it could much more quickly and accurately check the test result. Stubs are frequently used when software needs to communicate with external devices. Often, during development, these devices are not available or scarce. A stub allows testing to occur despite not having the hardware, and it makes test more efficient. Next, stress and load tools. Stress and load tools induce stresses and loads to the software being tested. A word processor are running as the only application on the system with all available memory and disk space probably work just fine. But if the system runs low on these resources, we had expect a greater potential for bugs. We could copy file to fill up the disk, run lots of programs to eat up memory, and so on. But these methods are inefficient and non-exact. Stress tools specifically designed for this would make testing much easier. Next one, analyze tools. We might call this last category of tools analysis tools a best of the rest crowd group. Most software testers use the following common tools to make their everyday jobs easier. And they are not necessarily as fancy as the tools discussed so far. They are often taken for granted, but they get the job done and can save you we get great deal of time. Word processing software, spreadsheet software, database software, file comparison software, screen captures and comparison software, debugger, binary heads calculator, stopwatches, VCR or camera. Of course, software complexity and the directions changes all the time. We need to look at our individual situations to decide what the most effective tools would be and how best to apply them. Next, software test automation. Although test automation is just another class of software testing tools, it is one that deserves special considerations. What if those tools could be combined, started and run with little or no intervention from we? They could run our test cases, look for bugs, analyze what they see, and log the result. Next, random testing. The test automation tools and techniques that we have learned about so far have concentrated on making our jobs as a software tester easier and more efficient. They are designed to help we running our test case or automatically without the need for constant attention. They are designed to help running our test cases, ideally running our test cases automatically without the need for constant attention. Using tools and automations for this purpose will help you find bugs while the tools are busy doing regression testing. We will have time to plan new tests and design new and increase interesting cases to try. Another type of automated testing though it's not designed to help run or automatically run test cases. Its goals is to simulate what our user might do. That the type of automation tools is called test monkey. The term test monkey comes from the idea that if we had a million monkeys typing on a million keyboards for a million years satisfactorily, they might eventually write to Shakespeare's play. Next one, beta testing. Next thing, beta testing. Uh, the test sharing ideas presented so far have been internal methods. That is, the people that would help we share the testing are either from our test team or the project development team. Another common methods for having others verify and validate the software is a process called beta testing. Beta testing is the term used to describe the external testing process in which the software is sent out to a select group of potential customers who use it in a real world environment. Beta testing usually occurs toward the end of the product development cycle and ideally should just be a validation that is the software is ready to release to real customer. And the goal of a beta test can vary considerably from getting the press to write early reviews of the software to user interface validation to a last to touch effort in finding bugs. As a tester, we need to make it known to person managing the beta test about if anything we want to achieve from it. From test standpoint, there are several things to think about when planning for our reply on a beta test. Who are the beta testers? Since beta test can have different goals, it's important to understand who the beta participants are. Similarly, how will you know if the beta testers even use the softwares? If 1,000 beta testers had the software for a month and report no problem code, that means there were no bugs. That they saw bugs but didn't report them, or that the disk were lost in the mail. A beta test can be a good way to find compatibility and configuration bugs as we learn in the thing. Usability testing, great another area that a beta test can contribute to if the participants are well chosen. A good mix experience and inexperienced users. Besides the configuration compatibility and the usability beta test are surprisingly poor way to find bugs. The participants often don't have a lot of time to use the software, so they want to find much more than superficial obvious problems once that we likely already know about.